iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. Mamelodi Sundowns 1, Kaizer Chiefs 0. DSTV Premiership Saturday evening. Machaka. I thought I was going to speak to you and the score would have been 4-0, but it was a fight. Although the team I thought that was going to win won, but tonight was a fight. How do you feel about the game, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, this is what you call a beautiful game of football. Yes, both teams, especially from Pretoria, we know how they play. They came to FMB in Guluksi, and they've executed their plans very, very well. Before I go into the game, there was some statement during the week. People talking about themselves after our loss against Amazulu and Skukuni. When you make mistakes, you come and you apologize. You talk about yourself. After that, you say, no, I didn't want to talk about myself, but already you've spoken about yourself. So the statement that was made, I didn't like it because when you make mistakes like that.
By who, sir?
Both of them. There were some interviews there. So they said, we'll come back, but they didn't apologize. They tried to defend themselves, justify what happened. Some they said they were some players, some people they were labeling them some other things, all those kind of names. So, but I'm trying to say to them, when you make mistakes, come and apologize. If you want the supporters to be kind to you, that's the question number one.
Your coach said that when they lost to Amazulu 4-0, they dominated the game.
Yeah, to me, it was not on. It was not supposed to say like that. That's what I'm saying. When you lose in that kind of margin, you come to the supporters, because they travel from here to Durban, others from Cape Town, others from Limpopo, everywhere. So you come, don't justify. You come and you do what? You apologize and you say, guys, let's look forward to the next game. Maybe we'll be able to do well. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't like the statement.
He was
but
in denial.
All of them, they were in denial. That's what I'm saying. Some other experienced players. They said to them, somebody talked about himself, but he said, no, I don't want to talk about himself, but he already talked about himself. So, Nguluks, let me just move away from that, coming to today's game, Nguluks. We went into the field of play with fear. We're not arrogant enough against Mamelodi Sundowns. The coach broke his own record by losing against Sundowns twice in a season. First time in the history of the Glamour Boys. The one that we know, Kaizer Chiefs. Not talking about any other team, Kaizer Chiefs. And Sundowns broke the record against Kaizer Chiefs again. What a history at FNB Stadium. So we couldn't match Sundowns, especially in the first half. Tactically and even in ball positioning, we are outplayed. We are outnumbered. We are outmuscled. Especially even in the middle of the park. We've got Zwane there, Neo Maema there, and just team against Mushishi, against Mad. There was nothing that they could do, those guys, And even, up front there, we were not, hard enough to make sure that we put those chances into the goal. So I'm disappointed with how we played. So I'm saying Sundowns were good, but in the second half, the last 10 minutes, we tried to calm, especially with the changes that Athazwane made. You go against Sundowns. First thing that you must do, put experienced players. Got Matoho, Cole, we don't know where he is. You can't test waters. You can't put your finger into the lion's mouth. That's what he did, others one. So you go there with an inexperienced players against Sundowns. You want to disrespect Sundowns. They will hammer your Nguluks. That is why today, at least they gave us 1-0. Not even 4 or 5, but they gave us 1-0. But we tried to come back in the second half. It was not meant to be. So I think even Athazwane, he said this is going to be a team to beat. Once again, this is going to be a team to beat Kaizer Chiefs. So we'll see what happens, Nguluks. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's my questions. Are the supporters going to be kind to the management? Are the supporters going to be kind to the players? Are the supporters going to be kind to the coach? But I'm saying, I can answer some of them for them. I'm saying, let us be kind. Because other supporters, they are taking the game at their heart. So it's very, very dangerous. So remember, there's some other supporters who love football, love Kaizer Chiefs. There's other ones who support Kaizer Chiefs. But it's a topic for another day, that one. But we don't talk about tonight's game. Guluksi were not where to be found. Then it doesn't say Sundowns, they deserve a win. deserve a win. And as I've said, I've spoken even last time, that the league is gone. Whoever who doesn't want to talk about the league, say they still got the chance.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Daughter, he said, your coach said, he was saying that if mathematically, that was a lot of jumble, trumble that I just couldn't understand. I get it, that mathematically, for as long as you're still in it, you are in it, but you must live in your own la land if you don't know that if Sundowns already has a 10-point gap, which is escalating to like 15, 16 points gap, you must find a way to concede the fact that it's going to be difficult. You can't say, we still have a chance. If you want to avoid saying, they have won, if you want to avoid saying, we have given up, find a way to acknowledge the fact that it's going to be a difficult battle. But your coach is saying that he can't say as a coach. He was even saying that other coaches are already conceding, but I can't do that as a coach of this big club. He was speaking fighting talk, but there was no fight really in his matches and his tactics as well.
No, we're supporting Gilles, but the only thing that I don't support with him is when he was asked that question. And I said before he played against them tonight, I told other supporters that the league is gone. I'm still repeat, the league is gone. Unless we want to say Super Sport because they are close to Sundowns.
But even for them, it's gone.
And it's difficult for Sundowns to lose 6 games or lose 7 games. So the league is gone. Let us not, as I've said before, this rebuilding structure. So let us not talk about the league. The league is gone. We can talk about Nedbank and other stuff. If you can match Sundowns tactically, what are we talking about? Yeah. We've got Mudibo on the left side, we've got even this guy on the right side, Mutau. So in overlapping, going up and down, you can't even mark them. So who are we to talk about? The league in Nguluksi? The league is gone, Nguluksi. We didn't come to the party tonight. We must just go home, go in Nguluksi and relax and make sure that we still support the team with Kaizer Chiefs. We love Kaizer Chiefs so much, but people, they mustn't come and defend themselves. Be honest with us. Be honest with supporters. If you make mistakes, that's it. Ask for forgiveness, we'll forgive you, and make sure that you do well in the next game. But so far, Nguluksi is tough. It's tough going forward.
Last one on the point, Yamatoho. I usually argue with So and Junior when they want players to come in, like Kapinga, for example. And I always say, Aibo, but you've seen that for 2 seasons they're not playing him. You see, even with Jali, they will complain at some point, Junior, and so they're going to complain, why is Jali not playing? I think Jali is an excellent defensive midfielder. But if Sundowns play 12 matches without him, what does that tell you? It tells you that they don't think that they need him. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying it looks like they don't think that they need him. With Matoho, not playing for such a long time, I don't know whether it was at the Makufe, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that would have been the last time we saw him. Yeah, maybe Culling as well. Yes, maybe the Culling as well. But that's such a long gap. It's like 4 months or 3 months gap without him playing. Does that not suggest that they don't want him anymore?
No, it depends on what the coach wants. Absolutely. that I'm saying against Sundowns. Sometimes there's certain players that you should play when you play against teams like Pirates and Sundowns and so forth. So, into tonight's game, you're supposed to bring them in. They've got the experience. They know how to defend. They know how to play as a collective, as a unit as well. Assisting Kune there. Hey, before we leave, my friend, see that goal that was scored by Maema. If it was Kune that I know, I'm telling you.
He was not going to get there.
If it was Kune that I know.
He was not going to get there.
Go look. Do you know Kune? Do you know Kune? If you know Kune, my friend, I'm telling you.
Was that not top corner?
Don't worry about top corner. You know Kune? You don't know Kune, my friend. I'll leave it to the supporter. But I'm telling you, if it was Kune that I know, that goal, you would have saved that goal.
But it looks like they don't want Matoho anymore. That's my point to you. Whenever you want him in, there's nothing wrong with that. You are a supporter. You're allowed to ask for that. Yeah. I'm just saying, it just looks like the people who are supposed to put him in don't want him. Different coaches as well, like the previous coaches. It looks like they don't want to play him for whatever reason.
Yeah, based on what? Based on the mistake that they committed. There's some other players that committed mistakes. There's people that are missing chances. Tonight, they missed a lot of chances. Being unaware of the cross that they made tonight. They were supposed to put the ball in the back of the net. Dolly. Right. What did you do, Dolly? And Caleb as well. You were supposed to do something. Do breeze as well. So, Nguluks, that's what I'm saying. If Matoho made mistakes, bring him back. Right. He's got an experience. So let it be, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Chucks. Yeah, that was Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs. That's usually coined it as the second biggest game in the South African football calendar. Remember, there's always Chiefs Pirates. That's the biggest game in the South African football calendar. This one, Chiefs and Sundowns, is usually the second one. Third one is usually Sundowns Pirates as well. Those are the three big teams. Whenever they play against each other, there's always some excitement as well. But this was a game, the context is that there's like 13 points between Sundowns and the second place team, and between them and Chiefs is further, maybe 17, I don't know, 18 or 19 or 20. So, it's no longer as competitive as it would have been 10 seasons ago or 7 seasons ago, where if whoever wins, they close the gap or they open a gap maybe by 3 points or whatever. But we hope you enjoyed this game. It will always be an enjoyable game until it's not. Because FNB holds 90,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, and there were 32,000 people there. And this, for a second biggest game in our calendar, tells you something. It tells you that. And I actually was thinking about the people who chose not to go there. That's a sensible decision, because it's a meaningless game in essence, because whether Chiefs draw or win, it's not like they're chipping into a lead where they will be going to at the top if they beat Sundowns. And with Sundowns, a win for them means that they're just stretching that gap further and further and further and running away from everyone else. So that's that. Then that was the context of this game. We hope in next season or the other season coming that it will be a much more meaningful fixture. iDiskiTV, iDiski Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you for watching us.